Hey, what's up, crypto media friends? Welcome to the Overtime Show here in Los Angeles. It's getting a bit dark. I actually have to head out quickly to a meeting because this is the sort of the crazed world we live in media, where you're creating for all parts of the globe, and so Shanghai is getting ready to get to their meeting, and I got to join in. So I wanted to quickly drop. Continue the story about Galaxy Eggs and touch on MekaVerse, which is sort of the big new hotness coming, and also let you guys know about Acala Network that's doing their Crowdloan. I was part of the Karura Crowdloan, and it did quite well. So not incredibly. I hear Moon River was insane, but I always feel like I'm in those, right? You hear about, you're like, oh, I'm in a great project, and it's, it does 2-3x, and you're like, yes. And then you hear about, the next project after that went 50x or 500x or something mental. But let's jump into, I'm going to go sort of quickly in this style because I have to jump to this meeting, but I wanted to talk about Galaxy Eggs and just sort of look at, eventually what I ended up doing with Galaxy Eggs, which is the floor really started to rise. We kind of tracked that, together, and it was doing, really well, and still is doing well. I think unfortunately, the market for Ethereum, and there's a lot of uncertainty going on in crypto right now, due to what's going on in the real world. And that's caused a lot of consternation. So this project, I think, is stuck in that, but it's super resilient. I mean, it's still holding at just under 1 ETH, and that's pretty remarkable given the times where ETH itself has crashed 10%, 12%, what have you, depending on what time of day you're watching. So please like and subscribe, hit the bell notification, please, because this stuff is live for a reason. I want to try and get you guys sort of the up-to-date information on these things. And if you were if this is coming in on your feed 6 months later, man, I'm sorry, because it was an exciting time to be here and right now, which is why I do it live. So please like and subscribe, hit the bell notification so you get these, you get it sort of as they come. And so here's the one that I got, good old 1750, and boy, did I luck out. I got, it's a top 200 in terms of rarity, as is. I think the rarity tools hasn't been given out yet, but sort of treading off the Nifty Rivers valuation, which is another website that tries to cram in valuation based off of not too much. And again, there's so many rarities within this collection that it's really hard to quantify until the makers say what they did. I'm just so enthralled with, just all of these. I could just look through and pour through all of the Grim Reaper on the horse is phenomenal, and there's so many, even the kitschy taxi and raspberry and bug ones. The donut one seems to get a lot of hate for some reason. I don't know why. I think it's fun. It's very kitschy in that way, in that fun way. But I luckily got Galaxy 1750, and I don't know if it was one of you guys, but you guys sniped it about 36 hours ago. Right after I got it, I sat in the Discord for a while and really thought about the community, what was driving it. People really love the art, but I felt like there was just so many of them. There's 10,000 of these, and I really liked other variations, and so I decided to put mine up for sale. And my target for doing that, I ended up getting it selling it for 2.79, which at the time, 36 hours, that was 10 grand of fiat money. And so in terms of building a multiple off of just, you guys have followed me on this journey of about 2 days, 3 days, getting the pre-reveal, and I think it was 0.79, and so reaping 2 ETH from the transaction, whether you want to call that going up 3x or, well, that's beautiful, or 4x, but it's it's definitely a huge win. I got very lucky. The timing of which, I look at So I look at my rarity, and so when you look at your rarity that you have, like like my minty fresh guy with the Hawaiian shirt down there, you can see. But like I go to OpenSea and I look at sort of what else is in the marketplace within the same rarity, and and I price it accordingly. That's the interesting part, is each of these rarities has its own floor. And so when looking at that, I was like, well, I didn't think it was the bottom of the floor. And sales actually, look, 3 ETH sale, have been 289 sale, have been fairly brisk, but you can see somebody at 269, they're already starting to, get a bit antsy because their price isn't, around them isn't, skyrocketing because of the market conditions, thanks to that, Chinese, real estate company. And so, I think it just speaks to where we're at with cryptocurrency and being sort of an international community. And it's just funny, like you look at, when I was mining, I was just like, how much further Asia is in cryptocurrency than us, how much further Europe is than us. I mean, we're talking just like, I don't want to say order of magnitude, but, certainly, if you were talking about like, percentage wise, it was just like, there was about 70% was in China, and then like 20% was in Europe, and there was about 10% of miners were in the US at the time. And so it kind of just shows how much what goes on in those specific countries can affect all of us here in crypto land. And so but it also gives us good warning and due warning at how the international financial markets are going to be handling this. And so, is this the time to, to be gambling on pushing something that's at like 1, 2 ETH into 5 ETH? I don't know. For me, it wasn't the time, and for me, the art is fantastic. It just wasn't the one for me, and that's the tough part about the reveal stage purchase. Is for me, I've always gotten like this animatus right here. Like I got him, and he was okay, he was cool. But then I found another one that I liked better, and I was going to trade out for him. But then animatus got really interesting and cool, and so I was just like, I need both of these guys. And so it's a challenging time and it's a cautious time, but I think there's still a lot of opportunity. So I particularly am not going to be pushing new highs in certain projects, but I started looking for for value in the new projects, and certainly that's not going to stop the progress of something like the Acala network that was coming to the Polkadot network. And so they're kind of they're kind of a quasi AMM or Uniswappy plus they're trying to be a lot of things, but a central finance hub in this space, in the Polkadot space. And I was an early contributor, because you contribute when when you have these crowd loans. It's a very interesting system that Polkadot has set up. They have their Canary system, Kusama, just under it. And so with Kusama is a test network. And so within the test network, they launched basically everything they have coming up for Polkadot, including Akala. Akala launched their own version of this model of financial services, just as an app without middlemen, and they did so on this Canary network, and you were able to put essentially stake money in it, and in doing so, when you stake it, you crowd loan it, that actually qualifies. It forces projects to qualify themselves. I feel so squished in this thing. It forces projects to qualify themselves to the network and say, look, we bring a lot of value. People believe in us and our project, and they're willing to stake their own cryptocurrency in that. And so for Akala, this is kind of the big time. This is like their big swing in the Polkadot network. And so it's, I can play the thing for you, but it's quite simple.
Money, as we know it, is changing.
I guess it's not going to.
There are new currencies.
I don't know if you guys are hearing this. Are you guys hearing this?
There are new ways to earn.
I don't hear it, so it scares me that you're not hearing it. Oh wait, no, it is.
It's like payments, trading, loans, or derivatives. You can even earn passive income on your crypto with Acala. Acala has backing from top venture capital firms like Coinbase Ventures.
Look at that
And
logo.
now, you can also get a share with the
They
Acala
really got
Crowdloan.
their cousin who
Crowdloans are crypto's newest
came out
innovation
of
for
film
launching
school to do a hell
startups.
of a job.
Here's how
Actually,
it
this is
works.
a pro lighting team. Come on.
First,
That's really
you
well
simply
lit.
lock up your crypto during the crowdloan. In return, you earn crypto in Acala's
So you
ACA
stake,
token, giving you a
and
share of the
for
network.
them, you hold
The
2
best part,
years, which is
after 2 years, you get all your original
a lot.
contribution back.
That's a lot
And
longer
yes,
than
the new
I think
ACA stays with you.
9 months to 18
Anyone
months
with
at
an
a time
internet
for
connection
something.
can contribute. No middlemen or institutions required. The event starts soon, so join the waitlist and be the first to own a piece of the new financial system.
And so that's the the part is you just join the wait list here, and a lot of people, 80,000 people have signed up. So it was funny. Elio Trades mentioned he got in on this, and Elio's he's on another level. So it was just like he's like, oh, I wanted in on this, so I called the owner. Like I reached out, and they put me, and they gave me a piece of the pie, or they allowed me to get in, before everybody else. I felt a little. I don't know how I felt about that, but certainly, the dude does have it like that. He's got that swagger. So allowing him into the project probably is not a bad thing, so that they can utilize him as a piece of their PR. So if you can get in, go to the Acala Network and website, and you can at least get on the wait list, and you'll get a JS wallet, which is Polkadot wallet, and go hit up a way better site on how to do that by getting a JS wallet, and then from that JS wallet you can stake within the site, and they'll give you really detailed directions on how to do this, because they don't want to lose you too much in the process. So check it out, because I think it does lock up your money, honestly, for 2 years, and that's tough. But I think everyone believes that in 2 years that Polkadot network should have some significant value, and when you're out of there, you'll have a fair amount of Acala tokens as well, which should be equally valuable. MekaVerse, holy cow! Everyone's freaking out about MekaVerse. I think MekaVerse is very cool. Yes, it's who doesn't want this Macron 1 looking thing, but the great interesting thing that I think separates this and makes this interesting for creators is that it's kind of a play on physical, and so they want to do 3D printing of this project, and so they want to do manufacturing with other makers. And so they're very into the collectibles scene and game, and if that's your thing, this is a really great project to follow because of that. As a collector, NFT wise, you can see the value. The utility is fantastic to create something physical after purchasing the NFT. I think they are great artists. I think that was something I really liked as well. Maddie and you go click onto the website and you can see okay, these guys have a following, about 20,000 people each. They're on Twitter, they're active, they've been there for a while. This isn't something except for this guy, Matt B. He joined a couple months ago, but in the service of knowing he was probably going to do something like this, and so I think their art individually is super cool, and it shows you their art on the side there. But the the art itself is really fantastic. The Discord is just massive. 60,000 was a long time ago, and so that's the plan of the project. Is it going to go a gajillion ETH? I don't know. I think this is a tough time in the market right now. We're going to see some tough times ahead, international finance-wise. This isn't an international finance channel. This isn't a financial advice channel, but this is certainly a reality as a creator channel. I'm playing it a bit cautious. This is a project that I think is going to do very, very, very well. The number of people on there in the Discord's insane. The value to create a toy, if that's your thing, awesome. But I think it's a very specific play Does it bring any value after that, after the fact? Perhaps, maybe you're able to print your own. I think that's pretty dope. Maybe if you wanted to print your own collection and then sell your own collection, if you own the intellectual property, I think that's pretty amazing to have, a stake in, and to be able to do that. It was something that, I was going to play with some of mine. But what if this NFT was that physical model that you could 3D print, and apparently is? That's super cool. Then you can go into manufacturing your own, and if you got a super rare dope one, and then sell it, it's interesting. So in terms of utility to make your money back, it certainly isn't super passive like some of these other games, but it has an ability to make you money, and I think that that's really, really interesting. Will I try and get one? I don't know if I have the patience, honestly, to sit in a Discord of 80,000 or 90,000 now. I can't even remember. When I joined, it was like 80,000 or something like that, 65,000, and it went up to 80,000. But then, like, after you have like this thing, it's like, okay, let's make money with it, but how? By printing. So if you have that ability, that's pretty dope. I'll try, but the thing is to try. You're not going to get in on a traditional type of purchase. Sorry, I'm like so tired, and I got to run to this meeting, guys. Sorry. But you're not gonna. You're gonna have to get into a wait list, and then you're gonna have to get in a queue. So it's a lottery system, which I think is super awesome and super rad. So it might be worth trying to at least get on the Discord and get in, because you're gonna have the ability to get in, to some degree, without having to beg, like as I had to do in the sevens, like in the Discord shamelessly. But you're going to have an opportunity perhaps to mint 2, which is the limit, which is fantastic. Sharing amongst that massive community, some buy-in, or in that, that sort of, I don't know if they're going to have a reveal stage or not, but certainly I think in the aftermarket, I think is probably where I'm going to aim personally, because I think if you do want, to make most use of printing and 3D printing, you're going to want one that's really you dig. And so you could potentially have the good fortune like I did for Galaxy Eggs, but I think in this market it's going to be very cautious as to how high that market is going to get pushed, and so but I wish you guys luck if you guys hit one. Like, subscribe down there. Sorry, I gotta run to this meeting. It's my birthday. I'll drop my wallet in the bottom here, and you guys can drop me some coins if any of this has done you well over the past couple months. Really appreciate you guys, and thank you for your support.